Hi, my name is Tamara Wu.
I'm Joy.
Jonathan Barkey.
My name is Jessica Tanusiribio.
This is Julia.
As believers, we have a bigger role to actually achieve company goals that are beyond the profits, but it's also about the development, about how do we lead them to Christ through the values that we implement in our workplace.
Resource Global is focused on equipping young leaders that are intentional about making a gospel impact in their sphere of influence. Sphere of influence means meeting the needs that they see in their workplace, their industry, their families, their church, their city, their nation. There are so many needs in our country, from education to healthcare to human trafficking to corrupt business practices. One way of meeting these needs is to invest in young leaders that have the education, the resources, the character, and the heart to make a difference. Resource Global equips these young leaders through teachings on faith and work integration and biblical leadership. They are mentored as well by seasoned leaders in their industry. Here are some initiatives that our young leaders have been working on over the past years. We would love to invite you to be part of resourcing and empowering young leaders that desire to make a gospel impact, a social impact for Indonesia. We invite you to join us in equipping the young leaders as they respond to God's calling in using their gifts, their talents, their education, their influence, their resources to expand God's kingdom.
To really invest in the staff under me and to develop them, whether they're believers or not, and to really help them grow under my leadership and through this organization, so that by serving with us, by serving marginalized communities, they also grow as people and as individuals.
We have about 5,000 employees today, and to be able to be honored as one of the leaders here, you want to set an example. You want to be able to stay humble, to be authentic, to be passionate, and most important, empathetic. And I think I try to carry these values every day and with every interaction with every person at Gojek.
Another thing that got highlighted was the need for special education in Indonesia. One of the things that we've started this year actually is to adopt a village every year. But one of the things that I want to incorporate into this Adopt a Village program is this educational aspect. We rebuild a rural church, and we also focus on community development there. And when I shared these two projects with Tante Veronica, she actually posed a very interesting idea to me as well. She was like, why don't you implement your curriculum project in these two projects? One that's more public, and another one that's within a Christian community. And so when she posed that idea for me, I was like, I love that.
So Dr. Share is a local medical nonprofit with the mission of bringing healthcare accessibility to those who are so inaccessible. We target remote island regions and mountainous regions that are just very, very difficult to access, and people who are living in such poverty that they can't afford to go to the nearest hospital. They don't have the means. And so by innovating through solutions like the floating hospital, or partnering with Mission Aviation or other pilots that could fly in the doctors to these mountain regions, we do hope that we can bring obviously the medical care. But I think the deeper mission, at least for me personally, is that hope we're bringing to these people who've never seen the light of it is really crisis hope. Same way that when Jesus entered my life, it's the hope that he gave me.
RG has freed me in the sense, which is my social enterprise mission is to use fashion for freedom for these refugee women, but at the same time it has been redemptive for me too, because I know that God is the ultimate CEO of the business.
Your giving and support will go to the education and social impact projects of these young leaders. If you share the same heart with Resource Global, if you have a heart to pour into the next generation of leaders that desire to obey God and play a role in the welfare of our country, you can support us in 3 ways. Number 1, giving financially. You can support these young leaders by financially supporting through the information below. Number 2, you can support Resource Global by recommending or becoming a mentor for these young leaders. We are always looking for seasoned leaders in their field that have a heart to impact the next generation of leaders in their industry. Last, but definitely not least, you can support us through prayer. We cannot and will not do this without God. He is the source of why we are doing what we are doing here in Resource Global. And we want to make sure that we are in step with Him through every young adult that we pour into, with every initiative that is birthed and supported by Resource Global. I hope this excites you. My prayer is that I can connect with you sometime in the future and get to know your story and how God can use you no matter where you are in life to make a gospel-centered impact in your sphere of influence. Much love from the Resource Global team, and God bless.